if there is fear in the community, and you wrote about this recently, and by community I mean outside of the AI community, honestly, it's at this sort of replacement of humans for specific tasks. How do you balance the fact that work and a sense of purpose is really important for lots of people against the idea that there are lots of rote tasks and things that can be done to either augment or to avoid certain actions? Where's the balance? Please.
I would start historically and just mention that before the mid-19th century and the Industrial Revolution, we really didn't have the same structure of work that we have now in the West. So the nuclear family with somebody who went out to do wage work at a factory and came back, and the household as this sort of separate realm was not the norm, right? You had family economies, people participated in productive labor, there was a blending between life and work, and these distinctions didn't apply. So, that's one example. We have across cultures and histories many, many, many different examples of what meaningful productivity and interaction looks like for human beings. So I might push back a little bit against the truism that without a timesheet to clock in with, we will be adrift with no meaning. And I would also then, offer that I think we're a ways from total replacement. I think, in keeping with the spirit of AI now, we should look at what's already happening. We have AI-driven hiring, we have AI-driven management, we have precarity economies like Uber and other things that, effectively run large machine learning systems to, instrument their labor. So, what are the impacts of these small encroachments? What are the power asymmetries that are emphasized there? And how do we, draw on what we know today to understand possible trajectories and not sort of look for this bright line between humans with work and humans adrift without meaning?
I just want to kind of pile on to what Meredith said quickly, which is in two kind of specific points. One is that, we need to broaden our definition of work. Like, emotional labor is a significant amount of work that is broadly kind of uncompensated across society. We have like an aging population who need like good social relationships. I would like to go and, maybe I'm strange, but I'd like to go and get the chance to go and talk to people and have that be seen as my work, just along with my work at OpenAI. And there's lots of jobs that people would like to be paid for that we just choose not to compensate as a society currently. And the second point is, and I think Meredith touched on this, that where AI gets deployed into sort of middle class or lower class jobs, there's not much evidence that it makes those jobs more pleasant. It actually seems like it makes those jobs unpleasant. And I think that we should remember that, because it's very easy to go to these conferences and think like AI is making, tremendous strides in productivity, but it's usually doing that at the cost of a sense of human agency. And I think that we can be really complacent in the tech industry about this, but eventually that's going to come home. And the previous ways this came home were like the Luddites, which was a reaction to the Industrial Revolution being mostly terrible during the time it occurred. And also the French Revolution, which was like fairly unpleasant for people that have been complacent about things. So let's not kind of sit in our laurels and say everything's fine.
So I want to agree with a lot of what's said, but I also want to say that there's a lot of immediate benefit that we can accrue from AI by deploying them in low-resource communities for domains like suicide prevention or substance abuse prevention, or the kind of domains that are important for low-resource communities, for conservation, for public safety. And these are things we can do today, and we should not lose sight of the benefits that AI is providing there already, and not get so fearful that we will stop that kind of work. So that is important for us to continue forward.